Sometimes we fail to grasp certain concepts when they are merely explained to us by others. However, once we experience those very things firsthand, the advice previously offered by others suddenly begins to make perfect sense. Whenever we read a motivational story, we invariably glean some lesson from it, something that inspires us to keep moving forward in our own lives. The dispute between two brothers. So, let us now proceed with today's motivational story, the dispute between two brothers, and discover what valuable lesson we can learn from it. Once upon a time, there were two brothers who were constantly quarreling with one another. Their father would sit back and calmly observe their disputes. As he watched the altercation, in which both brothers were shouting loudly and trying to dominate one another, the father found himself reflecting upon his own past days. The father continued to watch their fight with a sense of calm, even smiling slightly as he did so. After a while, he approached the two brothers and asked them, "Why are the two of you fighting?" Both brothers replied, "We are fighting over this house, specifically whose name it will eventually be registered under in the future." The brothers were fighting over their father's assets, each claiming the property as his own. Both were constantly vying to secure the largest possible share of their father's wealth for themselves. This contentious issue became the source of their daily quarrels. They fought endlessly over the question of whose name the house would ultimately bear. They argued, bickered, and grew angry with one another day after day. And in this manner, their days passed by. The father tried his utmost to reason with them, explaining that two brothers should never fight amongst themselves, as such conflict results in loss for both parties. He tried to impress upon his sons the fact that whenever a fight occurs, the damage is inflicted on both sides. However, neither of his sons paid any heed to their father's words. Witnessing his two sons constantly fighting and bickering in this manner, the father finally decided one day that he needed to teach them a lesson through a practical example, to demonstrate that fighting is wrong and that they should instead live together in harmony. One day, a father said to his two sons, "Come with me today, let's take the bus. I want to show you a treasure, something that will make you both very happy." Traveling by bus, the father took his sons to a palace. Gazing at the structure, he asked them, "Look at this palace before you. What do you both think of it?" Both boys replied, "This palace is massive and incredibly beautiful. Whoever lives here must surely be very happy." Then they asked their father, "But whose palace is it actually?" Their father replied, "This palace belongs to me. I am its sole owner." Upon hearing this, the boys exclaimed, "But you never told us that you owned other houses." Their father explained, "I acquired this house only after fighting with my elder brother. Just as you two fight with each other to claim a share of the house, I too, back in my day, fought bitterly with my brother over this very palace. I managed to secure this beautiful palace as my own share by fighting with my brother. However, the greatest tragedy of all is this. While the house is now legally mine, my own flesh and blood brother, who grew up playing right alongside me, is no longer a part of my life. Because of that conflict, my brother left home and moved abroad. Consequently, we no longer have any contact or communication whatsoever. I may have won this magnificent palace by fighting with my brother, but today my brother is not here with me. All my happiness departed right along with him the moment he left. Now, I am left all alone within this vast palace. That is why I want you both to understand this. Always live together in harmony. Never fight with one another. A victory achieved by fighting against your own loved ones brings no true happiness. ever. What we learned from this story, the dispute between two brothers. This story teaches us a valuable lesson. There is absolutely no joy to be found in achieving victory by fighting against your own kin. On the contrary, whatever fleeting happiness such a victory might seem to offer eventually fades away completely with the passage of time. The moral of this story is that at times circumstances arise that lead to conflicts among loved ones. If we persist in fighting during such times, we can never truly find happiness. In such moments, we should always stand united. Both boys eventually grasped this lesson fully and began living together in perfect harmony. We must cast aside envy, discrimination, and jealousy toward one another in order to continue moving forward in our lives.